Okay, y'all, it's Byron and I'm back. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe if you like it here. And don't forget to leave a comment. I like to voice my opinion and I definitely like to hear yours too. And don't forget to like this video. And if you want to be notified every time I post a new video, just hit the notification bell. It's somewhere on your screen. Today, we are going to be talking about X on the Beach. It's season 5. It's episode 7. And we'll start just like we always do with the guys that went to the beach. So, as you know, it was Kira, she went to the beach. Bryce, he went to the beach, and Darren, she went to the beach. And two exes washed up. I know I told you this in a previous video that they, I know they were only having one ex up wash up at a time, but you know, sometimes there's 2 and 3, or at least 2, and it is starting to happen, you guys. So anyway, so just tune right on in, and let's dive right on in and talk about these guys. So Kira, just, you know, here's the thing, you know, it's a reality show, and of course the person that you don't or you do or whatever it is, that's the people that they're gonna contact to try to get them on the show. And I know I said this in the last video. So Kira, her ex come is Emily. I told you guys Emily was beautiful. That's where we left off at. She comes. Bryce's ex comes Nicole. She's from Too Hot to Handle, and I've seen both of the Too Hot to Handles, and she either got a lot of work done. I know she dyed her hair because she looked definitely different from what she did when she was in Too Hot to Handle. Anyway, and Too Hot to Handle, if you guys don't know, is a Netflix show, and I believe they have 2 seasons on her now. So Darren was the other person that was there. An ex doesn't come for her. You know what? I'm okay. Even though I'm still rooting for Vinny to come and just make an appearance. I'm still rooting, and I know that they weren't like together, but they were on the show and they were dating on the show. So anyway, that's what you can do, MTV, and that's what you can do. But anyway, so they all come back, and of course, you know, the girls, they're meeting everybody and this, that, the other. And before they get back, David is definitely worried that Kira is pretty much going to go back to this girl and entertain her. And she kind of does for the most part, but not without his help. You know, I'm going to kind of bounce around here because, and I'm going to talk about David and Kira for a second because he discovers that their beds are his mega bed. I don't know why he's so into this mega bed business, but his mega bed is apart and he doesn't know who did it and this, that, the other. So instead of him just pushing the beds back together, he whistles out and the beds are still apart. And then not only that, he sets up a dinner date for Emily and Kira. And, you know, and everyone in the villa, you've seen it. Like, even you as a person wouldn't do it. But I can see it on both ends. I mean, I can see it from how he was thinking because it does seem like he's genuinely a nice guy. But at the same time, if you're fighting for someone's love, you don't set them up to try and you don't set the other person up to try to get a leg up on you. But then you can see it the other way as well, because if you're the person that these 2 people are courting, you can say, well, you know what, maybe he had enough confidence within himself to say, hey, take some time out with her. She's new to get here, to get to know her, and this, that, and the same. I can wait till you guys are done. I could see it both ways. I really could. But then, like I said, I don't understand how when David put her off to the side for a conversation, like after the prom that they had there, oh girl, Emily, she was pissed. And I'm like, well, you know, he gave you guys time when you first got there to get some time with her, to reacclimate yourself to her and this, that, the other, when everybody was saying that he was a fool. I even thought he was a fool too, but I can see it both ways. So I just don't get all the animosity. I mean, he just seems like he is truly a nice guy. I actually would like to meet the man. But anyway, I would love for them to put more bisexual men in there to really test them, but it's probably not going to happen. But maybe we'll get a Mike boyfriend in there or something, because him and Arise been sitting real pretty these days, and I love to get that stirred up again. So that does happen. Before we get into Reneen and Elias, I just want to say, I am a huge fan of Davon's. I am. And if she's not going to have another ex come up in there, or she's not going to be talking with others on a romantic level, why are you there, Pumpkin? And I think I said this last week, and if I didn't, I'm saying it now. I love to see her. I love how she's trying to stir up some stuff and keep herself relevant, but why you're there? So let's get on to Renee and Elias, because when Bryce's ex, Nicole, comes in, apparently, I mean, you can see him doing things with his lips, but not as much as they were insinuating that he was doing, like he was like ready to eat the girl alive. And this is where I kind of took a lot of notes, because I think he made, trying to eat the girl alive, which of course pissed Renee off. But I believe before then, or right around the same time, he pulled Renee off to the side and he asked her, and I thought that he was making it clear that if there was anything possibly to go on with them romantically, it was kind of like say it now or hold your peace, and she pretty much gave him the go ahead, which is fine. Now, I'm not taking this side just yet. Hear me out. So, you know, they cleared the air with that. They're going to try to, you know, try and be friends and X, Y, and Z, this, that, the other. But no sooner they get done with that conversation in his confessional, he didn't think that she was telling the truth. So, exactly. So he pretty much says that he knows that she has some feelings still there for him. But then when old girl comes and, you know, you're doing all of this, so when old girl Nicole comes in, why would you look at her like you was ready to eat her? Of course, it pissed Renee off, and I can agree with her. You know, you don't do something like that right in front of someone's face that you just came to terms with, that we're going to try to be cordial and this, that, the other. And I can get it. And I know she was like, oh, well, it seems like I'm coming off as a hater and this, that, the other. Not necessarily, because, you know, the wound was still open. And even though he has probably had a much closure, or that came for closure with him, or he was calloused enough to whatever the case may have been, it wasn't that way for her. And I just don't understand, like, was he not thinking? I don't know. It's like, you know, he's definitely more done than she was. But then just show the respect is that I think that where she was coming from, and I could totally agree with that. But he did ask her, but he did go the wrong way about it. All right. So I talked about David and the dates and Kira and this, that, the other. Like, not much happens this week. Like I said, Darren and Ricky are really they're also having a very good couple of weeks. I'm sure that's not gonna last, because the episode starts to end, and Kat, Ray, and Nicole, Ray's ex, goes to the beach. We all know that Ray's ex, Maya, comes up. I don't know who this girl is, but she comes up with a message in a bottle. Next week, you can see Darren and Ricky not having a good time, and he's about ready to cry again. And she's going, he's going, I don't want to lose her. And she's going, I don't want to put up with this again. We shall see, friends. You know what? Like I said, will be out of town, so I know it's probably not the best. Well, you know what? Maybe I could do the videos Thursday night. Anyway, you guys have a marvelous weekend, and I will see you in the next video. Good night.